Hello and welcome to episode 18 of our Timberborn Update 6 Apocalypse Mode playthrough here with the Iron Teeth in Cycle 13, Day 47. We are just about to enter another temperate cycle at the beginning of Cycle 14, just as soon as the day changes over. So, last time, we finally started organizing a little bit better some of our food stuff, increased storage capacity, did a little bit more work in trying to rid the bad water out of this thing here, but unfortunately there's still going to be a little bit left. And we came up with some other fun problems to solve as well, But this somehow magically fixed itself, which is objectively kind of hilarious after how much nonsense that caused. And we also kind of tried to fix District 7 up here, although there's still plenty left to do. So today, we're going to try and tackle most of these things. It's going to take time, though. But here we are in Cycle 14. And right off the bat, up here in District 7, you can see it is completely dry. So what we're going to end up having to do is kind of reconfigure things so that it doesn't quite get as drained so quickly. Like, including getting these deep water pumps moved out of this reservoir and into the main one. That's something we are going to be working on. I'm going to go ahead and detonate this dynamite since we're already here. And now we've got some extra space to plant some crops. Or more specifically, I should say, do some irrigation, which we'll be doing as we continue putting stuff down here. But while we wait for the clean water to make its way through all of this fun stuff, I was informed in the comments that I'm doing district crossings wrong. This entire time I thought these were the guys that it's not important. What matters is I don't need 6 guys here. I probably only need 1 or 2. What I really want to do is expand the working on this side, because these are the guys that go and get stuff. Apparently haulers don't do anything with district crossings, which is why you have to have storage on this side. For I hate the district mechanic. I really do. It just doesn't make sense, and I know there's probably somebody absolutely screeching at their computer right now about how stupid I am, and that's fine. You're allowed to have that opinion, but I really don't like it. I really don't like it at all. Another thing, it was determined that the floodgates were holding in some of our nasty water here because we're only pumping the good stuff out, and this source is a little contaminated. It's got 1% contamination, not nearly as bad as, I can't ever click on this thing. Nearly as bad as the 8% here. But what we're probably going to need to do is replace at least one of these with a sluice that is going to allow us to just flush if it has contamination. Because beavers are getting contaminated from swimming through the water here. And there's all sorts of, all sorts of objectively kind of stupid things that are occurring, like this path here. We're going to fix all of it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just takes time. So, again, this is continuing to kind of drain itself as one does. We're not really in any hurry to refill this. We do have 13,000 water stored right now, and we have plenty that can be brought through here to pump. But yeah, it's something where we're just going to kind of have to figure out some alternative ways to take care of things. I think the easiest way to solve this without demolishing this stuff is, like some of you suggested, to put in a bad water pump in this general area. So what that is going to end up doing is hopefully provide additional pumping capacity for our explosives factory so we can make more explosives, so we can blow more stuff up, so we can have a better time with the beavers, and also, take the nasty out of this, because let's be honest, we're probably not going to be able to successfully get all of the bad water out of here, although we can try, and I sincerely hope that we do. But yeah, it's going to take a couple more days before this is even remotely something that's going to work. And yeah, I know we're supposed to be fixing with this, but as soon as I unpause this, we're going to have some dumb beavers go in here and start getting infected for dumb reasons, which I would kind of like to avoid. So for right now, yes, these will continue pumping. There's really no reason to stop that. But I am going to kind of let this fill up once these pools get clean enough, which could take a little bit of time. I can let this fill up a little bit and drain through here while we continue messing with the rest of this stuff. And there's some other stuff like right here, comment a couple episodes ago, I think, was made that I could just turn this into a dam, which would cause the overflow to not necessarily cascade over this area. Remember, we haven't put these two in place yet because we haven't really needed the capacity yet. But I do like the idea of, instead of worrying about anything downstream, putting in some dams over here so that anything extra that flows through here that isn't going down will be forced out regardless. And I know we have the sluice here that we could technically figure out a way to automate, but for right now, I don't think that is something that's going to be a very smart usage of our time. So, like I said, the work continues, improving things. And I know this has been driving a bunch of you absolutely insane this entire time that we've been doing stuff here. And part of that is, yes, I built this ladder on this side because it was going to be the easiest way to get this accomplished. It doesn't need to be here. In fact, we'd be much better served by having ladders here that would then go up that way, or by having this ladder continue going up over there. We don't actually need to be crossing this way. So what we could very, very easily do would be to come over here with ladders and then just make this all the way up this way into a ladder and completely eliminate this mess here. Because let's be honest, like, what's happening here? This is so stupid. It's not smart. It really is not. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Just build that right the way up there, which will also allow us to take these suspension bridges out should this fill up to the point where that's actually going to become an issue we need to solve. Alright, so this does need to be manually fixed, so I will go ahead and lower that. We're going to get some clean water coming in through here to get this all filled up. And yes, I am going to remove the deep water pumps because this is no longer a problem. We just need to have this as filled as we can so we can keep things irrigated, and we need to have the actual pumping coming out of this reservoir. So, seeing how this is situated, I think we're going to want to make sure that we have some sort of mechanism set up where we can extract pretty much all of the water out of this at any given point in time. And we do have a nice natural staircase here. So if we were to make good use of it, look at this. Look at this. It just goes right down to the bottom here. Not that we're really ever going to need to do that. But I do like the idea of having this area situated in such a way where we could actually make good use of stuff. Which includes, yes, putting in water pumps that will be flooded for a substantial portion of time. But when they're not flooded, will be very, very useful and very important. So yes, we will have to come in here with a staircase. I could have put a ladder there, but there's not really too much of a reason to do that. I'm going to put a ladder, I guess it makes sense to do that here. And then at some point, we probably could just have this come that way, but I will just do one of these numbers here, connect that up. Nice and easy. Doesn't have to be a complicated process. It just has to be something that will work. And yes, we will come in here and we will fix all of this nonsense. It is, it's about time that happens. I'm assuming, yeah, this is still 12% contamination. Yeah, this is just honestly kind of a mess, and I think we might have to just get over it. And just put in a ladder here just so they can actually get down inside of it. Because this goes away. Once that's gone, then I can put another floodgate here and completely block this off. Actually, it should be a sluice, and that should be over here as well. Now, you know, all in a day's work, or a month's work, or a year's work, or a lifetime's work, depending on how slow this process ends up going. But yeah, these guys up here, I have deprioritized in terms of making this big old reservoir thing, and I'm going to super deprioritize it. Because while we do want it eventually, it's not mission critical, and it's going to make more sense to do this during a drought anyway, so that it can just flow out. But we are putting some steps forward to take care of that, and it looks like... see, it's backflowing again. I'm assuming that means this is closed? No? Okay, no, they're both open. It's just weird water behavior. now that these are opening again, I think... Wait, what was the... there we go, 2%. Yeah, a little bit of surging is probably to be expected. Like I said earlier, this is going to continue to have to just get fleshed out. This still says 8% contamination, and I'm not really in a hurry to fill this back up. Like I said, I know this is probably something that's going to irritate people, but that's all right. We'll be all right. We'll be okay. This is quite a slow process, though, so we do want to make sure that they can take care of that, get this path put in place. It's not a perfectly straight thing, I know. I know. It's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to be fine. Now, I do think it's probably going to be smart long-term to go ahead and unplant everything in a row here, just so we can have that be a straight path and eventually move it so that this farmhouse is on top of this this mess here. And I know that doesn't perfectly line up. But it's going to be okay. I don't think we're ever going to be in any sort of distress in terms of water to the point where we're going to need the fluid dump at this point. Everything seems to be doing just fine. So that's my thought process on that. I know we have a tremendous quantity of water that we need to continue pumping in terms of long-term survival, but I think we're probably okay for right now. Alright, I am going to put this on triple speed just to, you know, make it so that something ends up happening here. So this is still 2%, huh? I guess I probably should have this close. But honestly, I would like it to be a little cleaner before this completely blocks it off. So we'll just let it do what it needs to do. No worries. No worries. How are we doing here? Not tremendously great with the water, but we do have other... See, this is why I don't like to do triple speed. I always lose track of time. Probably need to have some actual water coming through here. I know it's a slow process. It's going to remain a slow process. But I think this has remained open for too long. Yeah, because it's actually not even set to do contamination at all. Wow. All right. I'm just going to close it. Surely nothing bad will happen as a result of me doing that. Definitely not. We need this to get filled up so we can keep planting our stuff again. And then also, you know, keep making platforms and all this other fun stuff here. We actually have a lot of planks. I'm surprised. Looking pretty good. No complaints there. I don't think, unfortunately, this is going to be the cycle that we end up closing this off. Just because we don't have a tremendous quantity of wood in here. We do still need to do a lot of cutting down of things, but the idea was that we would have trees growing here in the tree farm, as one does. But, yeah, that obviously ended up taking a considerably longer amount of time than I particularly care for. Hey, look how nice and clean this is down here. Cool. That's looking a lot better. This, unfortunately, still says 8%. I don't think I have a stream gauge in here. I probably should, in all honesty. But, is this closed yet? Okay, good. Yeah, see, now we're working here. So this is only at 7%, and unfortunately, it can't really do anything about this. As much as I would love to have all of this water in here, I do think it's more important to have it be clean water. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not really in a rush yet. We still, again, have almost completely full storage of 14,000, and we can pump at least that much out of this without it becoming a huge ordeal. Plus, this one's about to have pumping out of this side anyway to take care of the rest of this nonsense. I guess we could go ahead and get rid of all of this fun stuff. Yeah, just get all these bits cleaned up. Pretty soon this will be nice and filled up and we can start replanting trees, replanting crops, and actually have stuff growing up here. Because remember, we do have the food factory in this district to take care of that stuff. And I got these extra beavers, so we might as well go ahead and put them back in those buildings. Get them ready to go. And see what it is we can get done. Get this centrifuge going as well. And that thing, so we should be in a decent spot once they start working a little bit better with that. Hey, look at this. This ladder's looking a whole lot better. Making some nice progress. One piece at a time, folks. One piece at a time. Now, if we want to be super anal retentive about pathing stuff, then I would have had this line up here, but I really don't think it matters that much. I think it's going to be fine. We're going to cut off a tremendous amount of distance going up here by doing that. Plus, I'd like to have basically anywhere we have a ladder, a connection up to the top of the cliff, as one does. Another thing that was very commonly requested last couple episodes, is that I dam this up. So yes, I will put a levee here. That will prevent all of this from getting the nasty water in it. And then at some point, if we decide that that's a smart idea, we could put a water dump in here to irrigate all this and eventually grow some trees. But there's still tons of metal here, much to the chagrin of those of you who assume that I'm immediately dumping every scavenger flag to focus on building the mine. And obviously we can still take this. It's just, this is something that we're going to need to do eventually, so I wanted to make sure that we're making some progress on it. I'm not that dumb, although I am definitely at least a little bit. And we'll go ahead and put that scavenger flag back in there, and we're going to keep on doing what we can do. Now, see, look how much cleaner this looks already. Down to 7. This is filling up, and it will fill up a little bit more when we're working on stuff. I do still need to put in some sort of an actual flushing mechanism that does not involve poisoning our water supply. But that, I think, is going to be a drought, a very long drought thing, because then we can come over here and we can actually make a channel down to basically the full depth, almost, of right here, and just straight the way out there. But right here, this is down to 4% contamination. This one is at 7 still, and we are going to need to refill this before too long. I just really don't want to have a whole lot of contamination festivities occur here. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to say it's time to remove that, get these beavers to stop going across here, because I got to disconnect this to put these other pieces of stuff back in. And of course, they all are just going to keep doing what they're doing. I know. That's how it works. But we got to get them through this out of here, because it's now no longer connected. Drop your stuff off and get out of there. Is there anybody else left there? No? No? All right, well, I'm sorry, Shane. You will no longer be able to communicate across this bridge. Communicate, that's not a word. Well, it is a word, but not in that context. My brain is fried. It's fine. Totally normal. Yeah, I'll just put that in that way. And then, I know this is maybe a little wasteful to fill this in with levees, but we have the ability to do some dumb stuff like this, where I just put in, I guess at this point I could just put a triple, and then, I could do a bridge, but honestly this is probably cheaper anyway. Just do that, just build it, and have that be what it is. And then of course, once that's all taken care of, I can get, well, I don't really have to remove this ladder, it's just not going to be something that has to be used. Alright, so they're working there, getting that done. Progress continues very slowly, but it is going to hopefully prevent them from having to, you know, gallivant all around underneath the water before getting infected with all the nasty here. What I am going to go ahead and do, just because this is looking a little flushed still, I'm going to go ahead and open these floodgates, and I'm going to try to get this to kind of replenish itself a little bit while we wait for this to get a little bit cleaner. It's down to 6%. We are, for the record, not actually sending anything out here. So what? Close below contamination 2%. But its contamination is 4. Ah, but I manually closed it. Yep, that's right. That's right. So I am going to open it so we don't accidentally spill over absolutely everywhere. But see, that should... Now look at this back up real quick. That should actually help it get a little tiny bit cleaner. So long as this doesn't completely backflow all the way over here, which it looks like it might, Oh, that was not smart. That was not a smart choice. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. I won. Not gonna make that happen. See, look, we're already down to 5%. Already down to 5%. Yeah, but I really can't wait any longer before refilling this, unfortunately. Because this is flushing as much of the nasty out as I can. So I guess probably should have gone ahead and done this anyway. Just open this because we're going to be flushing through here anyway, and then at some point it'll actually take care of that. A slightly smarter version of me would have done this very early on anyway, but you know how it goes. Just the way it's going to go. Yeah, so they're going to take their sweet time doing that, but that's okay. The only bad thing is these guys don't have water right now because this deep water pump has not yet been finished. But soon it will be finished. Just as soon as they have the actual, you know, logs that they're gathering off the ground. Get that taken care of. Looks like we've got another piece of path we can put in. A couple pieces of path we can put in. Yeah. Every little bit at a time. Do I have extra beavers? I do. Alright, well, we're going to open this farmhouse up. I probably don't need to have everybody pumping so much, honestly. But I am, at this point now, kind of firmly wedded to the idea of getting this completely bad water purged as much as possible while still refilling reservoirs. That's the goal, at least. How are we looking over here? We have done nothing. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We've built almost one ladder. Almost. This is still filling over here, but hey, this is pumping. At the very least, we got that going for us, which is nice. This hasn't been built yet because that is considerably further down the list of projects. You know what? We have access to some more wood down here, so I'm going to go ahead and mark some of it for cutting. And I guess I've got to get somebody else in here taking care of some logs. We probably don't need to have this scavenger flag operating right now if we're a little short on hands. So we'll take care of that. Oh, somebody has left a couple comments telling me to fix this. So I did. There you go. How are we looking here for contamination? 0% contamination. Very good. So now that's completely clean, but now all of the nasties in here. Oh, it's fine. It's fine as long as we're getting water in. That's what matters. And this is closed, so we are still storing some up here. I don't want to have to keep flushing through our drinking water. That would be very much something I would like to stop doing. Honestly, we probably don't even need this to be as big as it currently is, but I don't have terraforming yet, so I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. I will go ahead and put in this little bit here, and I will unplant, I guess, this one thing of corn, and this is where I'll put the farmhouse. That'll be fine, because we'll gain a whole lot more tiles for planting once this is actually taken care of. What I should be doing is I should be making much more metal so I can make more of these storage things, because it's going to take a while to get all this taken care of. So I will put another large tank here just to get them actually building something. We got the planks. We almost got the gears. Metal blocks might take a little bit of time, but got to start somewhere. Got to make it work. How's this looking? Still at 1% contamination. I know the nasty is still working its way through here, but we did make the correct choice this way. So I'll go ahead and pause this bad water pump, pause this one as well, because there's clearly no bad water to be pumped. Get a couple more beavers back. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to have to start taking them out of these pumps if we can't get this finished fast enough. Dynamite-wise, I'm going to make the decision for right now to just go ahead and open this smelter back up, get that going, because we probably should go ahead and have another one of these engines here, but I'd much rather use the metal in the short term on storing water. That is, of course, the lifeblood of everything we're doing here. A little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. We're still not using all of the power we're generating, which I guess is fine. Probably need to go ahead and turn these two on for building. I know they're not going to be able to build this until they finish building this. But I would like to have my full height here. And this is a very long trek, which is... Actually, is this even connected to anything? It might not be. It might be completely disconnected, yeah, because this is going... Okay, well, that was a choice that was made. I suppose I should go ahead and have this stuff taken care of here. I know we have a ladder going down. Or no, is this a ladder? This is, no, it is a ladder. Okay, I was slightly intelligent then. It does tend to happen every once in a while. Yeah, we just got to navigate our way around here. I don't think I can actually get through this at any point. No. So that's going to become... Well, if they can get to here, they can probably build this. We'll just mark a few strategic trees for cutting. Then they'll have to come do it. Oh, like I can only reach there. Oh well. Wait a second. Did I miss a very obvious... I did. Okay, well, that's going to be a whole lot easier to deal with. Yeah, they'll be able to build those no problem. I don't think it's going to get that tall anyway, but, you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. 1% there. Obviously, there's still some tiny amount of contamination here. So we probably should keep that going. I would imagine would be a smart idea. Yeah, just slowly continue what we got going on. I will go ahead and build this farmhouse here. Yeah, this is obviously a better place to do that. And if I would have moved my path a tiny bit more, then it would have made maybe a little bit more sense. I know. But it's fine. We're making progress. Ever so slowly, but we are making progress. And pretty soon, with these guys, hopefully aren't going to have to deal with this anymore, but I think this is just a builder access issue anyway. That should be fine. Alright, and I know I want to put in sluices here, but again, the metal is very important to have the storage in place. That is what I'm going to be choosing to focus on right now. I don't think we're making this really that much taller here. Does this still say 1%? Alright. I'm going to go ahead and set these back at 0.95 so we can accumulate a little bit more water in here, because it's very likely we get that drought or bad tide warning when it becomes day 8. So that would be ideally what we end up doing here. We'll see what happens. At least this is all clean, right? Alright, so, wow, look, we've got a lot of nice stuff planted here. I guess we'll just kind of leave this as it is. Plant a little bit more corn and just be, just kind of be done with it. I know we need to do irrigation up here, but I kind of stopped because we were working on other stuff. Oh, no warning? Okay, cool. Nice long temperate cycle then. Get this thing as filled up as we can. It's going to flood our water pump here, but I think that's going to be just fine. Just fine. So I got 8 beavers in here. I got 2 in here, but that's perfectly okay, just how it is. And yeah, we're going to let them do this stuff and then continue getting all the rest of this done, but obviously this is fine. Okay, so other stuff. Wait, did they build this? They did. Alright, so this is just going to dry out, which is totally fine. We'll keep getting all this metal out of here, and then at some point we can either fill in these things, or we can, well, there's some that have metal down in there. We could probably get those out, but could be an interesting little irrigation channel if we felt so inclined, and if it doesn't end up being a huge waste of water. Did they... No, they have not even remotely gotten to this point yet. And why is this saying it's not connected? Oh. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. I always forget that's a thing. So, they'll be able to take care of that. Again, I don't think it's going to get tall enough for this to be a problem. But, you know, we have pretty well prepared for this. I'm actually feeling pretty nice about it. This has already been removed, which is fantastic news. I think since we're already here, might as well go ahead and blast this one piece out. And then I will take the ladders out and I'll move the sluice back a little bit. I'll put it right there. I know we already have one here, but putting it here is going to basically just completely close this off a whole lot easier. And stuff should, hopefully, be a little bit nicer. I know we have this mess down here that's probably going to end up being contaminated no matter what, but short of filling that in with resources I don't want to spend, I don't think we need to mess with that. I think we're probably okay. We need to put in other water storage in here. I know. We'll get there. But materials-wise, we have a severe lack of materials for some of this stuff. And, you know, other stuff is just kind of taking precedence. And I know that irritates people, but hey. It's the way it goes. It's life. Yeah, so we're getting there. Getting real close. We just have this one piece of corn that's growing there and a couple going there. These are already good to go, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And this almost connects. I really want to get rid of this, but I can't quite yet. So corn goes there. We obviously don't have enough eggplant right now, and I think it's probably smart to just go ahead and plant this as eggplant. And then as time goes by, kind of start converting some of the rest of this to other foods as well, because we have a lot of corn that has not been processed. We don't have a lot of, well, anything else. So I guess right here, I'm just going to completely unplant, probably turn this into not corn. Don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we'll see what happens. Wow, it is so weird that we haven't gotten that warning yet. I know the maximum I said was, I think, 14 days. But it's rare that that's actually been a thing that's happened. So, yeah, let's just cut down all these trees while we're here. And as soon as I connect this path, we should be able to build these two. Yep, there we go. Again, I don't think it's going to get that high, but we'll see. It has been very, very slowly filling here. Making some sort of progress. Yeah, and remember that I said I wanted to put irrigation somewhere right around here-ish. That would get most of this area. Yeah, I think that's what I will do. How much? I've got 36 of those, so that would be 9. That would be 18. And then this would be not 36. it would be enough for us to start doing stuff here. We'll let them take care of that. Do what they got to do. Slumberjack flag can go away very, very easily. And then we'll relocate farms and water dumps and all that stuff as necessary. I just hope that when this gets flooded, it's not going to become a big problem. Although, hey, honestly, looking at this, looking pretty good. This guy can still pump, so we know there's some sort of, yeah, there's some sort of nasty in here. Let's just flush this. Get a little bit more coming through here. Because I can see it kind of hanging out there by all those pumps. And that's naturally going to occur until we can completely eliminate all of the bad water from this. And I just don't think it's going to be 100% possible. At least not in any sort of reasonable timeline. Yeah, I don't want all of it to go away, but we do have to keep in mind that this is something that is occurring that we need to take care of. Alright, so, oh yeah, 35 minutes into the video, this is when I say this. I am soliciting official suggestions for District 7 to be properly named. So I know a couple of you have sent those in the past, but please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll pick my favorites, and I'll run a poll in the community tab before we record the next episode of this series. So please do let me know what you want to see. District 7 is obviously the name that it just kind of assigned to itself because this was the 7th time I placed the district center down. But I know some of you have some interesting ideas that you would love to see implemented, so please do participate in that process. I do always appreciate that. And yeah, we're just keeping on. Got another day and a half or so until we have this corn out of here. I'm fully expecting to see a drought or a bad tide. Anything? Really? Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're getting the full 14-day temperate cycle. That's actually incredibly good news, because that means we're going to have a very, very, very full... I see that's flooded now. Very full reservoir, a very clean reservoir, and very full water storage. And now this has just been finished. Very exciting stuff. And I think we are probably... Yeah, we're actually looking pretty good on equilibrium for beavers. I know we want to try to keep population down a little bit so that consumption also stays down. But at some point we're just going to have to, you know, do it. So, at risk of doing a stupid thing here, I am going to go ahead and put in some more of our, shall we say, decorative type items. Just so we have literally anything to keep these beavers actually, you know, happier, healthier, whatever you want to call it. So I'll just put that thing in there. A little roof piece in. Mute the microphone to sneeze, and then hopefully unmute. Okay, good. But yeah, we've got all this other stuff that we actually have the science now because of the number cruncher to start putting some of this in. But I have been very reluctant to use stuff that requires metal. So that, again, that is why we're going with something simple like that. But then we also have these little, you know, regular lanterns, which give us some nice aesthetic bonuses and could just be simply placed on paths. Like right here. I like these things. I think they look pretty cool. So a little bit of an aesthetic bonus, a little bit of lighting at night, and all the beavers get some sort of lantern benefits for at least part of what they're doing. Yeah, just put them in some higher traffic locations just because. Yeah, see, like right here on the ladder, anytime, the entire time they're going up and down the ladder, they get access to that. I just think that's cool. I think that's nice. And of course we have these guys here. Very good stuff. Total capacity is 15.5. I want to keep building these, but again, our metal is not quite fast enough. Not quite. We're going to get there, though. Remember, our long-term goal is to start moving industrial stuff up there. But I am going to, of course, prioritize other stuff. Like, see how much nasty's already up here? It's already up here. So I think probably the best thing to do is going to be to remove these beavers' need to go underwater, because that's how they get contaminated. Just go ahead and remove the slope, because you know they can go around the other way. I just don't want to trap any beavers down here. I am probably going to just make this into a bridge here so they can continue, you know, going underneath. But all of that is stuff that takes time. Now, if we don't see anything in the beginning of day 11, something is seriously wrong, because that's going to be the maximum length of the thing. All right, come on. What? Come on, man. Oh, okay, no, it's day 12. Day 12. Math is hard. Because the total length of the temperate cycle is 14 days, which means 3 days inclusive would be on day 12. That would be when the warning would start. All right, so that's done. Get yourself out of there. Get this demolished immediately before somebody decides it's a smart idea to go down there again. Even though I know that they can get by if the path is disconnected. All right, looks like that's going to be happening. So, oh, you better not go down there. All right, good. So, let's remove this. In addition, I know the beavers have to actually, you know, go down here to get the mangrove fruits, but if we can eliminate unnecessary trips, then I think that's going to stand to be a tremendous benefit. So, simple little suspension bridge, nice and easy. Make it so these beavers can just go across, even though I do have this barracks here that probably shouldn't be here. I like the idea of them being able to access areas nice and efficiently. I know some of you are absolutely just losing your minds laughing right now because I've never made anything efficient ever in my entire life. But something's better than nothing, right? I think we can all agree on that. Okay. This is ready to get exploded. Then this, ready to get opened. It is still kind of contaminated, but I do want to flush this out a little bit before we get stuff put in place here. Alright, and then the sluice will go here. And then on top of it, we'll just put regular old levees. Yeah, so that's almost decontaminated. Almost. Obviously, this is still going to be contaminated for some period of time. It's fine, but we're doing what we can. Doing what we can. Now it says 0%, so now it can be automated. Just let this drain how it's going to drain. It is going to backflow into here a little bit, but that is just a function of how I decided to do this. I know that's not the smartest thing to do, because now we can have a little bit of contamination flow through here, I guess, but life goes on. Not the end of the world. Still got about a full 3 days where this is going to be done, and yeah, I am very pleased. I am very pleased with how this has ended up settling in here. And it's demonstrated that it doesn't need the extra capacity to take care of all of this stuff, but I do think, since we do have a couple of days left to do this, I do think it's going to be smart for us to go ahead and see, there we go, got a drought approaching. Now, this could be a very long one, but I do really like the idea of actually legitimately getting more water out of here. So we know we can't hurt anything. We know we can't hurt anything by doing it. Doing it this way. So even though this is going to use a lot more dynamite than I particularly care to use, this is going to be the easiest, quickest way for the water to leave. That is going to still allow us to get in here and widen it, deepen it, whatever you want to call. Yeah, I am very happy with this. Very pleased. I know this is getting more and more contaminated, but the deep bad water pump should be able to take care of that. Hopefully. And hopefully, I say that a lot, after a long enough amount of time, we're not going to have any contamination in here at all. But, you know, best laid plans and all that. Now look how nice this is going here. Get this dynamite set up. Ready to go. Get that out of there, and I think, without trying to do too much math, if I just did these three right here, did those three right there, we should be able to do pretty much everything we want to do irrigation-wise. It would take care of most of this, and then we can do another one over there. But as soon as we get treated planks, we can do irrigation barriers, period, point blank, and then this will be real nice, real nice. I guess maybe I should move this one square closer here, but I don't know. If it's not perfect, it's okay. It'll be fine. Yeah, still working here, which is nice. I know they're not going to be able to get into these corners anyway, which is, probably not the best thing I've ever done, but we'll just go ahead and get rid of that. We'll be alright. Just let these guys do what they gotta do. Even though it's a drought, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna get this nice and full, as one does. Oh yes. Look at that, folks. Look at that. We are within a block and a half of where it was the top of the dam at the start of the episode. I know it's not gonna fill up that much. I know it's not gonna do it. But I do really like the idea of this actually being something we can accomplish, and it, have some sort of meaning to it. I probably should put a couple stream gauges in. It's a project for later, I suppose. Let's see, taking a look at the notes, most of you guys were just asking for optimization stuff and well-being, which we are going to be working on. Don't worry. Don't worry. But now that this is a thing... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We can have all this stuff planted quite nicely. Eggplants there. Honestly, I feel like most of this could be eggplant. Probably would be smart, but no, we got so much corn, I don't think it really matters. Put in some more kohlrabies over here. Just so we have something there. Remove this as corn. This can easily be turned into cassava. And yeah, we're working. We're getting stuff done. It's looking pretty okay. I've got all these unworking beavers. All these unworking beavers we really want to make sure that we're doing something with. But I don't really need them to, you know, get all this wood cut down. I guess I might as well. Since they're already not doing anything. Probably doesn't hurt to get them in there. And I guess I'll get them in the food factory too. That's fine. And then these last two, we'll just stick them in the district crossing. No real reason not to. Now, as soon as I have enough gears, which I don't currently. See, I want to keep making additional water storage. I feel like I'm never going to have enough, but honestly, this is enough. This is enough. I think it's going to be fine. Just fine. Really would like to get all this cleaned up, though. It's going to be one of those never-ending problems. Alright, so I've got 3 who aren't doing anything here. Or 3 jobs that aren't being fulfilled. Probably... Yeah, who am I kidding? Wait, why are they coming over here? Oh, they're storing bad water. Okay, that was a mistake. That was definitely a mistake to do that. Alright, do I not have... Okay, you're injured. I don't have medical beds in this district. I know. Gasp. What a concept, huh? I'll just go ahead and put 1 in here. That should be fine for something. Yeah, this is it's getting substantially worse. Let's flush it a little bit. I mean, again, this is a ton of water. We'll just keep on trying to get some of the nasty out here. With eventually the goal being, like I said, no contamination whatsoever. So I guess that could be a good project for the next episode when we're in however long this drought is. To get all that taken care of. And it's probably only like 2 or 3% contamination. But remember, any amount of contamination can get a beaver sick, as we learned last time. So, I think it would definitely be in our best interest to avoid that, if at all possible. Alright, so that's taken care of. We'll just put that back up. We might have to continually do that, or we just say, you know what, we're going to ignore it. But I've been saying we need to do well-being stuff for a super long time, and I'm probably going to have a riot on my hands if we don't. So, Laborer Monument. I don't really have anything else to put here, so it might seem kind of dumb to just stick this on the ground like this, but honestly, I think it's fine. So we'll just put that guy there, just because we can. And I know it takes 200 logs. We have logs, and we're actually almost full on storage, so let them take care of that. That's going to give them a nice boost. 1 or 2 points. And then, oh, they haven't even finished. Wait, they can't. Oh, they can't build that because there's nothing to stand on. Okay, well, they'll take care of that too. So that is corn. That is also corn. That's eggplant, and that's fermented cassava. I don't have anything for fermented soybeans. That probably should be the next one that we put in. We can't really do anything with it yet, but never hurts to have that in place for when it's actually going to be used. All we can do is just keep adding additional plants as we're growing things. All in due time. All in due time. Oh, yeah, I probably should have these guys, you know, not going underwater here. Or at the very least, I can simplify the path. I know that's... Some of you just breathed a huge sigh of relief. Because I at the very least, shortened the path. Alright. What gives? The dynamite... Oh, well, of course, the dynamite's going over here, which Oh, hey, this got really full. Okay. Well, that's not such a bad thing. That's not such a bad thing. Now this is arable land. We can grow stuff. And I guess I got to figure out a solution for this. But, oh, I haven't even finished with all this stuff yet. All right, well, it doesn't really matter because this is about to be completely nothing anyway. All right, so I think if we had just let this open, or let this open rather, immediately at the start of the good tide, we probably could have gotten this completely full. But hey, this is a lot of water. I'll take it. I'll take it. This is fine. Making a whole lot more sense now.
Wow.
Wow, and this is ready to go. So what else? What else? We got mushrooms. We could start doing hydroponic farms at some point pretty soon. Coffee would be another one. But right now we just need some stuff for them to look at and appreciate. And I don't think it's going to be that difficult to do. We just have to have access to the stuff. You know? Just one of those kinds of deals. Let's see. I don't have enough metal blocks. So, you know, we probably need to just keep expanding our metal production up here. Hey, wow, we got it to 16 real quick. Okay. Well, that's a huge jump. That's a huge jump. Now, how long is our drought going to be? How long? 87 days. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So, yeah, 87 days. I think we're out of the grace period now. Got a pretty good idea. So, I think we didn't quite get everything done that I wanted to get done, but we're almost to the point where I feel fine calling it for this episode. This is, unfortunately, as tall as this is going to get water-wise. But that's part of the reason why we have these guys going in here, except they're taking their sweet time, because guess what? I paused these things. So, oh, it's always a thing. Always something. So if I put this back here, I might have room for some storage, or maybe I just don't need to worry about it. I don't know. I'll just go ahead and do that. Just get this situated. Probably is not a bad idea to have some sort of something here where we have a little bit of a storage for the logs. We got a little bit of storage for water. And then on the other side we can put in, you know, a oh, it also takes 30 metal, by the way, to make another explosives factory. Got a well-being of 17. See, yeah, I really want to have this up and running before the end of this episode. So, I guess the smart thing to do is just completely deprioritize all of that. And honestly, we're not going to need this for another forever. So, I'm gonna do the forbidden thing. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna demolish all these and get my dynamite back. I'm just gonna do it. You get nothing. You lose. Good day. Yeah, they can come pick up these dynamites and put them somewhere else. They're called explosives. They're not dynamites. I know. It's gonna be okay. But yeah, let's get this in place because I really want to actually have this irrigable before we get too far. But now that this is done, we can pause that. And all of this is now completely not going to do anything until we can have a bad water discharge, which, guess what? Requires 200 metal, so I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Maybe just a hunch. Maybe just a hunch. So yeah, good stuff. Let's get this taken care of, and we'll start irrigating. I am going to go ahead and do the end of episode spiel now. I know it's not the super long episodes you might be accustomed to, but again, trying to keep these a little bit shorter. But I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Beard Boosters, you already know. You already know, but bears repeating. Can't do it without your support. Genuinely makes it possible to do this every single day, and now to replace this ailing computer that I guess is a day-to-day basis game time decision for those of you in the sports world. But Yeah, it's time for it to be replaced. It has served very honorably for the last almost 5 years. 4 2/3 years at this point. And while it is, it's very sad to say goodbye, it's very exciting to say hello to some fun new stuff. So Beard Boosters, of course, substantially subsidizing the purchase of that stuff. So maybe I think of something interesting, fun to do with those guys to celebrate this. But regardless, you guys make all this possible. Can't do it without you, so I hope whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe and have fun. And before we're done, we are going to get this set up, even if it's not completely finished. We're going to get everything ready to go for next time. Detonate. And then pop in our platforms. I'm not going to worry about making this too deep. It's going to be fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Going to be okay. Then I think it's going to make the most sense for us to just go ahead and put in, that's the wrong thing. Go ahead and put in a farmhouse there, which will reach pretty much all of this. And then we'll put in a fluid dump. Then I've got a path here, got a path here, and then I've got a little storage for the water set to obtain. And there you go, folks. That's our irrigation, and that's all the time we got for this one. We'll pick this back up for Saturday's video, where we have 85 days of a drought left to go. So we'll see you then. Once again, take care. Stay safe. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.